Well, imagine an ordinary day. I wonder, what do you see? As a disciple of Jesus, what do you see? Now, Boaz is one of my heroes. He walks into his day to the place he normally goes to, a farmer, a small businessman, if you like, a boss, a manager, a leader, if you like, but also actually the first believer in the one true God that the Bible records using the phrase, "The Lord be with you." But Boaz is not a priest. He's a farmer. It's a prayer that in this ordinary day, in this ordinary workplace, with this ordinary labor under the hot Bethlehem sun, God might show them favor. Of course, this greeting, "The Lord be with you," could just be a conversational convention, couldn't it? But the text tells us that Boaz is a man of standing. The translations vary, a man of renown, a man of noble character. Now, the Hebrew word is chayil. So in the Bible, heroism is not just manifested in war, but in godly character and in godly action in ordinary life. So it's perhaps no coincidence that in the Hebrew Bible, the book of Ruth follows immediately after the book of Proverbs. It's as if to say, you have seen how the fear of the Lord expresses itself in exemplary ways in this upper-class, married, rich woman. Now, see what it looks like in a poor immigrant widow. So when Boaz walks into his ordinary day in the place he ordinarily goes to, what does he see? He sees a stranger gleaning. He finds out it's a Moabite. Is that what he sees? Look at the disparity of status between them. He's male, she's female, he's Israelite, Moabite, he's a landowner, she's just a gleaner. He is rich, she's poor. He is a bulwark of the community, and she is an outsider. Is that what he sees? He sees a woman of noble character. He sees a godly woman. Now, there is no reason why he should go and talk to the gleaner. No reason why the CEO talks to the cleaner. Everything we see here is spontaneous. It's coming out of who he is. Why does he pray for her and praise her? Because he admires her commitment to her mother-in-law and the one true God. He does not regard her from a human point of view. And then he protects her. Now, Boaz is ensuring that God's values set the tone. He's creating a context for human flourishing, if you like, in his workplace. It's not safe for women in Judah. This is a period of radical moral and spiritual decline. So yes, the poor are gleaning in his fields, as God had ordained it should be in the Leviticus. And so what does he do? Well, he's prayed, he's praised, he's protected, and now he provides. So he's not a businessman who's trying to gather every last grain for himself without any concern for the wider community. But Boaz doesn't just feed her, does he? He includes her. Come over here. This man invites her to come and sit with everyone else. He's really risking his reputation in a kind of way by eating with this Moabite. So here he doesn't just give her a sack of grain, he preserves her dignity, he lets her work, and he also encourages the other workers to be generous by allowing her to gather among the sheaves and actually gets them to drop the occasional stalk. They've been taught to be generous. They've been given permission to be generous. They've been empowered to be generous. They're generous. She's been fed. She takes away enough for 5 weeks, not 1 day. So what does Boaz do? He prays, he praises, he protects, he provides. And why does he do it? Because she's a woman of chayil. The businessman's actions highlight the migrant's virtue. Now, he doesn't have to do any of these things. Yes, this God of love instituted the law of gleaning because he anticipated that there would be poverty. But the gleaning is an expression of his love, but it doesn't limit the scope of his love. Love goes further. Do we seek to provide, protect, praise, and pray? The Lord's best for the people around us. Does grace mark the way we treat the people we work for and the people who work for us or serve us or live in our towns? Boaz doesn't have to redeem Ruth any more than God has to redeem us. It's all of grace. He wants to, just as God desires to save people. He's not pleased that anyone would perish. It is love that compels him. So I wonder, what has the Holy Spirit given us in Boaz? A man, a human let's say, of valor, a whole life disciple, living out the fear of the Lord in every aspect of his life, in a challenging culture, in his workplace in the fields, in private alone with a woman at night, and in the public sphere at the city gate. A man of valor who does not regard the people around him from a human point of view, or the culture he's in for that matter. Dependent on God, caring for employees, generous, protecting the vulnerable, joyous, sexually pure, community-minded. Oh, that we would make and rejoice in making disciples like Boaz. So, wherever your daily walk takes you, whoever you're with, whatever comes your way, the Lord be with you.